Welcome right to a new episode of We're Not Afraid of the Dark. And we first of all want to thank our fans for being very patient with us. We know it's been a few weeks since we released the episode. We had some scheduling conflicts, but we're back in action, and we're actually going to finish the whole season recording today. That means 4 episodes, and you guys know what it means when we do 4 episodes in one day.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's just gonna get bad. Let's already start this off with a shot here. I'm gonna do this one rum again. Best to go straight out. I thought you could go straight out of the bottle, right?
No.
I will. I don't give a fuck. It's fine. Here you go, baby.
That's our spirits here today. We have a few special mentions. One, we have a new Patreon person who's supporting us on there, and he's going to help build his chair, and that's RJ Munster. We want to thank you for supporting us on there. Again, anybody else who wants to support us on Patreon, the link is in the show notes. The other thing we want to mention is we're recording this on November 4th. This episode will come out in only a few days, since we're going to just go right in and start putting stuff out. Some of our episodes, the 4 we're recording today, are going to come out for a few months. But that being said, Halloween was a few days ago. And how was your guys' Halloween experiences? I know you do that big party every year.
Oh, it was excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't. We posted on
one of our
Instagram, didn't we?
Yeah, you guys dressed up from. I still can't pronounce his name. It's the guy from Hocus Pocus.
Billy
Butcherson.
Bill Butcherson. That's it. Yeah, you guys had fun, and I was actually around town. I heard people asking me, "Are you going to Best Party?" It was like 5 different people, and it was a bunch of random people also. So I guess word got around.
We throw good parties.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and I was just working the whole damn time. And by Wednesday of actually Halloween night, I was burnt the fuck out because that was like 6 days straight of Halloween at bars and shit. Although I do want to bring this up. So Kayla decides to drag my ass to the movies one night. I saw the worst fucking horror movie I've seen in a long time.
Oh, he watched the new Halloween.
It was bad, man. And the thing is, like, I saw Halloween H2O, like 1998, and Halloween Resurrection, which I think was 2002 at the theaters. And those weren't great either.
Well, hold on.
Have you guys seen the new Halloween, first of all?
No.
All right.
But
I'll save you an hour and a half of your life.
But what I will say is I do, like, on YouTube, I listen to Red Letter Media.
I love them.
Those guys are hilarious. I love their Mr. Plankett.
Yeah.
But
they need to go off this one.
They did a review of this, and they didn't spoil. They spoiled a little bit, but they didn't like give away the ending. So I don't know how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love how many Halloweens were there?
I mean, it's like 11 or something like that.
And only 3 of them are canon.
Yeah.
So it was like one.
Then you had the Rob Zombie spinoff.
Yeah, but they don't even count that because it was like a reboot or whatever.
Well, this one apparently doesn't count Halloween 2, which happens like the same fucking night because it's shot back to back.
Yeah, and see what they pretty much make it this new one. Like, he's not even after Jodie Foster's.
Jamie
Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jodie Foster. Where the fuck did I get that?
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis's character. Like, she's like, I'm prepping for Jason. Like, she's got like Home Alone traps and shit in her house and shit. But like, he's not even really after her. He's just like going house to house killing people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I had with this movie was like 25 minutes into the movie, I turn to Kayla and I say, what is the plot of this movie? Because it's basically like he gets loose and he's going to kill people. And there's not even that many deaths. I think there's like 4 deaths in the movie, but like, isn't that a plot of every single fucking Halloween? I mean, there's some others that had like more cohesive things happening and were enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I will give the franchise this. It never got corny like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street did. But near the end of the movie, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this movie's boring. There's not a lot of deaths. I think they made it just to make some extra cash.
Probably.
Yeah, and but I was thinking to myself, like, people have made a tradition of Halloween, going back to some of these horror movies and watching them year to year. I don't think anybody's going to, in 5 years, say, oh, shit, I really need to watch Halloween 2018 for that nostalgia. That movie was amazing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to go back to the original Halloween 2, probably the one with Danielle in it, number 4. Danielle Harris.
Really, the only one I remember is 1.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I liked a lot of them. I didn't see 3. I think that was the only one I actually never saw.
Yeah, I mean, but shit, what can you do? So,
Pick some better movies for Halloween season next year.
well,
That's what.
speaking of fixing things, on Wikipedia and IMDb, they have. Well, I think IMDb has it right.
Well, yeah, that's the thing argument we've had because we've always been doing the podcast recordings
Off of the wiki.
the list of Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes on Wikipedia. We confirmed that IMDb was incorrect in some incidents, but you found this goof here.
Yes, this one is correct. So in the next 2 or 3 episodes that we're doing, we're putting them in the correct order because things are happening at the Midnight Society that are actually ordering the episodes. So, for instance, in this one, I think we should just jump right in there. Is Tucker? It's his turn to tell a story, and he has like writer's block. Doesn't have a story. Can't think of anything. He's hiding in the bushes, trying to get Gary's attention. And Gary already knows what it's about. You know, he knows that he's struggling to come up with a story. So Gary says that he's going to take his spot for telling the story tonight. And, will he be ready by next week? So when it comes to the Wikipedia, it has Tucker telling the story and then him having writer's block the next week.
What should be the Fire Ghost when he does tell a story, and the Fire Ghost is listed before the unfinished painting.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yes.
And then
Wikipedia.
if you go off the Wikipedia, the next person to tell a story is Kiki, not Tucker. So we're going to order it the way it's supposed to be, where Gary's going to take over for him, Tucker's going to tell a story, and then Kiki's going to tell a story.
The other funny part is, in that episode, Tucker complains that Kiki just told a story, but she hasn't told us as Quiet Librarian.
Yeah, Gassy Grinner was the last story. Well,
That was Betty Ann.
Yeah, I know. So she hasn't told one in a while.
Yeah, well, it could be, like my theory, they are telling stories in between each episode.
Yeah, you are clinging on to that pretty hard.
Yeah,
and
well, it's a good theory, though, right?
It is a pretty good theory. I mean, I know I probably fought you on it drunk just to fight you on it, but here we are.
And during the campfire, Gary goes on to say, "You don't know when inspiration will come. It could open up some new possibilities." He starts to sound like an inspirational quote, like one of those ones you saw, like that black banner on some middle school artwork in classrooms back in the day. You still have
Like
those?
the guidance counselor posters.
Yeah,
Hang in there.
I remember those parody ones we had like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
They were good.
He's acting way too serious about this.
Yeah,
one.
he's really selling it.
Yeah. But he also says about how fun it could be, but how dangerous it could be if used for evil. Then we're transported to a story here where this girl was in that Watches Wood episode. It's Julia Swait. She was on Firefly also. We follow her on Instagram. She's pretty hot.
But has she commented on any of our things?
She will when I tag her in this.
Oh shit. She's grown up a lot.
Yeah.
In that short period of time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, I think it's been like a 2-year gap since those were recorded.
And the like when I was watching it last night to like refresh or whatever, I was like, oh, I remember this one. And Ash was like, you will remember it because we watched it like 3 months ago. Like, oh yeah, okay.
They say Cody is a talented girl with a real passion for the arts. She's wearing like one of those 90s men's jackets. It's like this big old blazer.
The open button up.
Yeah. Then some guy named Lucas comes by her. She's trying to draw this little tree. It says if you want to create art, it has to move someone. It can't be what other people see.
It's a happy little tree.
Yeah. Like I have a little Adam over here. He says she is the most talented person he knows. That's where you get into a girl's heart, especially that age. You compliment them with something other than the looks, right?
Yeah,
right, Ashley?
That's really any age.
Oh, okay.
The looks are nice too.
Uh-huh. Starts giving her motivation. She sees some weird girl there with like one of those blossom hats from the 90s.
It reminded me of the fucking like carnival hats. Like the like,
Those
Dr.
yeah.
Seuss ones.
Yeah.
and-
She has to draw a picture, but she just runs away, drops her hat in the process. She's yelling at her. She goes to grab the hat. She follows her into this place called the Hunter Gallery. When she goes in here, she sees a bunch of what I'm gonna call in quotations fine art. Okay, because most of the art at this fucking gallery,
Big quotations.
it looks like shit I would see in a hotel room. Yeah.
God, y'all are harsh, yo. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do art like
either,
that.
But
Well, someone else that made it, or maybe they just paid their 12-year-old niece like $15 to say, I need some paintings for them. That's what you could do. She's greeted by a woman who welcomes her in and mentions that the girl dropped her hat, but the woman says the girl is not there. Her name is Mrs. Pryor.
Briar.
Pryor. All right. Yeah, I looked up this woman. She had a bunch of acting credits. So she
that
was
woman is
one of-
terrifying.
Oh, yeah, she's creepy.
Woo!
She starts talking about Cody's artwork. And Cody says she's kind of blocked right now. And the harder she tries, the farther she gets away from it. She says, no coincidence you came here today, Cody.
No shit. I just watched the girl I was chasing run in here.
Yeah, and there's another girl
She
in
had
there.
every indication to get the hell out of there then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, and that, like, when they're walking into the back or whatever, she's like, well, how'd you know my name? And it was just so nonchalantly. She didn't answer her. And, like, she didn't pursue it.
And she's talking about her art. Like, I just chased a girl in here with a hat. How do you know I do art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was creepy right from the beginning.
Yeah, they go in the back where they see a bunch of unfinished paintings. Cody asks where they came from. Mrs. Briar's like, it came from a bunch of sources, and she has a bunch of these inspirational quotes like I even come up with, like, sometimes artist's vision will end before it's complete. I think it was Da Vinci who said, art's not complete, it's abandoned. Like how we felt when we made Hookman too.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We were working that for a long fucking time. And at one point we said, we gotta fucking end this shit. So we're just gonna call it a day.
Yes.
That was it. So the girl out in the studio, her name's Jenna. She starts having some issues with this yellow paint.
Well, no, it's with the brush. Brush is too big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know she gets to that point. I thought it was with the paint at first. She's looking at that palette like, gotta get this shit done.
It's a burnt sienna. I'm out of burnt sienna.
Or yellow. What was that over? Yellow Chrysler or something? Blue Highways. I want to see that as the name of the paint. She goes to use a different brush. And yeah, I guess you up at Mrs. Briar. That's what Jenna's doing. She says, I need something thicker. And inspiration comes from the artist, not the tools. That's a big quote in this one. In the back, Cody likes this painting that has a bunch of, I want to say ballet dancers.
Yeah.
Okay. She closes her eyes for a second and then gets touched by this dude in the painting like it's the fucking, what was that, Creation of Adam or something like that by
Da
Michelangelo? I think it was Michelangelo.
Oh,
Yeah.
it might be. It might be Michelangelo.
Yeah, it's Creation of Adam by,
I feel like it's one of them.
yeah, it's Michelangelo. I'll put that in my source citations. It's a fresco. It's on top of it's on top of the chapel.
It
there.
was like Take on Me by Aha.
Yeah, well, that was painting in 1512. So it's a long time ago. All right. Now, that guy who pulls her into that painting, I thought like one of the guys who played with the Power Rangers, but he wasn't credited in the credits. I looked him up.
He looked like one of those dudes from what's that? What was that college show? The comedy.
Can you talk to the mic, please, so people can hear you?
What was that one by made by Dan Harmon?
I could dream about you.
No, it was about community college.
Community.
Yeah,
I love
Okay.
that.
it looked
show.
like the dude from Community.
I was
Joel
getting,
McHale?
I was getting one of the guys who played on like a soap opera in the 2000s also, but it's a Canadian guy. She starts dancing in the painting, but then gets taken back to reality by Mrs. Briar, who asks if she's ready. Cody says it's sad it was never finished. And then Briar offers her to finish the painting. She needs to overcome the artistic block. Briar says that all students must work there where they can get help. I found out also that woman who plays Mrs. Briar was on Avonlea, which we're big fans of.
That's where I knew her
Yeah.
from.
You mean Mom and Ashley?
I thought you were too.
No,
You don't like Avonlea?
no.
I think you mentioned that
crazy.
at a
It was
previous
so
episode.
good.
Yeah.
I might have mentioned it, but you think I go home and watch Anna Green Gables and Avonlea? Are you kidding
I
me?
mean, I might
I mean, it has a good storyline.
find it.
You're not gonna see anybody slaying dragons or fucking discover shit. But all right, she goes up to this giant armoire, opens it up. There's some like evil shrunken head thing in there.
It's not even a shrunken head. It's just a head that's
Alright,
like
yeah,
painted.
it's
He still had fleshy gums.
It's got some art supplies in there. These brushes are just like standing up on something.
and she touches one brush, and she has like a vision of a girl screaming by
Yeah.
a bridge.
Yeah, why is it always these young white girls who are victims here?
Aren't they always?
Yeah. What's assumed to be the next day or a few days later, Cody's dropped off at outside the studio. She waves goodbye, and then it goes inside where she's walking up Mrs. Breyer. I was thinking, like, what the fuck was the point of that shot there? They could have just started that with her walking in the studio in a different outfit.
I mean, who knows?
Goes to one of the brushes, and like she only gets one brush.
Yeah,
Fucking through this painting.
that's the. I mean, that's
That might contribute to the amateur appearance of those paintings to begin with.
That's a good point. I mean, I guess that's like the whole thing is like there's a story in these brushes. Like you only have to use one brush, but Miss Breyer doesn't. She never says like, okay, you can finish this painting, but you can only use this brush. She only says that like, oh, it comes from the soul, not from tools. Like that's not telling you, hey, you can finish this, but you only get one brush to use.
Actually, yeah, this is when Cody goes that armoire because she was looking up for colors and different brushes, and that's when she has the flashback. But also, who the fuck left this armoire just out in the middle of like?
It's in the back. It's in the bag,
yeah,
but it's not locked.
Yeah,
And
well,
if she's gonna leave her victims back
yeah,
there,
it's nice and accessible for anybody to just like go in there and find. The girl in the dream complains that it's not the way home or something like that.
Mm-mm.
I take these notes really fast.
She said, "Don't finish the painting."
Okay.
She said, "Don't finish the painting," and then
Destroy it before it's too late.
Yeah, destroy it before it's too late. And then she wakes up in the park.
Mm-hmm. She gets bumped by Lucas there because she was drawing parts of the ballet sketch.
Yeah, but she was like asleep on the park bench, falls into the floor, like on the grass, and that's when he finds her.
Okay. She tells him that she isn't sure she'd be working on the painting. It's someone else's. He said that ever since she started, she's been drawing like crazy. It works, and stick with it. Inside the studio, Jetta finishes her painting, but Mrs. Breyer says there's one thing missing. Her signature. She has to give it life. She goes to sign it. Cody comes back to the studio and sees Jetta's in the painting. So it's almost like Ashley's theory in the Apartment 214 episode, where it was something like people were in the side of the painting. So I wonder if they used that as some inspiration for this episode.
I thought I said that.
No, Ashley said it.
we're one, baby.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Me and you. But what's her name? Cody? Cody doesn't put it together immediately that it's Jenna that's in the painting. She walks by and it was like, oh, well, wasn't that the one Jenna was working on? She's like, yeah, but Jenna's not going to be back, again. She just said she won't be back. And then she found like Jenna's like purse or some kind of, it was like Santa's sack from Ernest Saves Christmas. Like the thing was like it was like a big ass duffel bag like this. But yeah, like rather than it being like a brunette that's in the middle of this 3-girl painting, it's Jenna. And is that when Cody starts realizing something's like fucked up here?
Yeah, she goes to confront Mrs. Breyer about it. You got that part, right?
Does she goes back in that armoire, don't she?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
Well, Mrs. Breyer starts playing dumb.
Yeah, she said Jenna just said she's not coming back. Called and said she's not coming back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she goes in the back again. She
goes in an armoire.
Yeah, she says Mrs. Breyer's out there. What are you doing? She's like, I'm looking for a paint thinner. I'm finished. I was like, well, what do you need paint thinner for? Is that some of our technique?
Well, hold on.
They use it to get paint off of their hands.
Okay.
But did she touch? She touched the brushes then, right? Did she touch the brushes?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so she like goes back in there with that head that's in there with all those brushes, and she just touches a bunch of brushes, and she sees like just girls screaming each time she does it, and one was Jenna.
Mhm.
So obviously Miss Breyer has already cleaned off Jenna's paintbrush and put it back in this like cupboard. And I guess Cody said, I'm done with the painting, just to like get the like change the subject of why are you back here. But like,
Plus,
oh
when Briar asks her to sign it,
yeah,
and Cody goes to do so and immediately feels weak. Briar starts laughing. There's a pretty cool like camera shot angles go like zooming in close to her face as she's laughing. Cody's in the painting now. Lucas got word because I think Cody had called him
mm-hmm.
saying there's something wrong. He comes to the gallery. Mrs. Briar stops and says the gallery's closed. And yes, Cody's in there. She says she doesn't know anybody by him. And then he pulls out the drawing she was doing. Mrs. Briar plays dumb and asks him to wait here while she goes in back. That's when she grabs
She grabs the painting.
yeah, she grabs the painting, goes out there, and it starts a dumpster fire, basically.
Yeah, she throws the painting in the dumpster and sets it on fire. And Cody's still stuck in the painting.
Yeah, and now Lucas sees the jacket that he gave her. His jacket, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cody is in La La Land in this ballerina
Yeah, it's
painting.
getting smoky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the dumpster fire started.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Briar's going batshit crazy at this point. There's a little girl outside there. Lucas confronts her. It's the same one that Cody saw earlier. Cody's in the painting, grabs a paintbrush that's just fucking there.
No, it was in her hand the whole time.
Oh,
It was in her hand.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
But like while he was like twirling her in the painting because it's a ballet,
Mhm.
she dropped it.
Okay.
And then she grabs it, breaks it, and it teleports her outside of the painting.
Got it.
So hypothetically, she is now in the burning dumpster.
Yeah.
But it teleported her like inside the studio.
Yeah, it would make more sense for her to be a dumpster fire.
Right.
Which is basically how this episode ends. I mean,
Hold on.
I really think they just gave up at this point. Shit, it's a dumb fucking
It
dumpster
got
fire now.
really strange.
So Cody runs outside. Well, she runs to the cabinet and grabs all of those fucking brushes.
Yeah.
And the head comes to life and says that he wants her to be a hunter
Yeah, and live with him forever.
and live with him forever.
That was pretty creepy, actually. When he's delivering that line.
And she like screams, runs outside. Lucas and Miss Breyer are outside, and she throws all those brushes in the dumpster fire.
She should have broke them all.
I'm on fire now.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But then the head comes out like through the flames. It's like this like projection of the head.
Like Zordon.
Yeah, exactly like Zordon. Comes out of the dumpster and is like dying. Okay, when she threw the brushes in there, you first saw that like severed head
Yeah.
in there, and then what happened to Miss Breyer? Was she did like it morph into her too?
No idea.
Because she was just like disappeared, and then like Lucas was like, "Oh, who was that?" She's like, "I don't think we'll ever know."
Yeah, and Briar goes on before she's destroyed, if you want to call it that. It says she's been hunted for centuries and many more to come.
Yeah. So
Ah.
so I mean, this is we're at the end, other than like the Midnight Society thing. So let's just address some things that like I liked this up until
The ending.
the end.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too. Yeah.
and
It's like it got out of control and they just never could bring it back in.
but here's one of my like my biggest problems with it. They never fucking said who this fucking head is.
They didn't answer any questions.
Yeah.
You should have had like a plaque or something saying like, you know, the history of the Hunter Gallery. Okay, we get it. The hunters are gathering up souls or people through
Artists.
the paintings. Okay, that's cool. Say that. say that or like
But it sucks to finish watching something and not feel like your questions were answered.
like okay, so what? All right, if you're making artists like finish paintings and stuff, like I don't know, wouldn't you try to recruit some of them other than just having this old bag, this one old woman trying to capture all these people? Like, if she's the best she's ever saw, wouldn't she try to recruit her into being another hunter?
Yeah, I mean, this episode did have a good setup, and it was memorable. Like I remember a lot of things from this episode, but yeah, it fell apart completely at the end. And I did want to know what the fuck was the purpose of that head.
Well, I mean, you would think that like he was like if he was like some
Was
kind of
he the
deity,
original hunter or
Yeah.
artist, or
or was he the god that they worship as hunters, or
Mhm.
like
Was
was
it
he the
fucking Da
founder?
Vinci?
Like, yeah, like
Or-
say something, anything.
or
Don't
it-
just have a decapitated head in a cabinet with a bunch of paintbrushes
on an altar?
that will talk to you at the very end of the episode, and you don't know who the fuck he is or what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it even could have been like peanut butter gang where they're making like brushes for the hair or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
they
maybe this-
lost it. It got away from them.
yeah, and this is the point of the season where we're gonna start getting drifted away from like some of the high class episodes we had here because we got some shit episodes coming
Mhm.
up here shortly. All right, Instagram, please follow us on there.
Well, hold on. Whoa,
He's not done.
we gotta go to the Midnight Society, buddy.
What? Where Tucker's basically
Where he says he'll be ready next week.
okay.
All right, he'll be ready next week, and we'll be ready next week because we fixed Wikipedia's bullshit.
You go here and edit this right now, then. Right?
Really? I can do that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just get an account.
that's what Wikipedia is.
Oh my god. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna draw one of those the 8s.
Hey, and if
and the
somebody can
dots.
start us our own Wikipedia page for the podcast, that'd be great.
I mean,
mean,
you want to
ace and
give
the
them that
dashes.
freedom?
Yeah, we'll get there one day.
Oh my god.